Jeff, how you doing?
Jay, good to see you.
Thanks for coming on again.
I don't know how you got in here.
Let's start with this. What do you have here?
This is not the Daily Driver.
No.
Yeah, this is the Achmedmobile.
Right, from your act.
From my show, yeah,
Right,
from one of my specials, Controlled Chaos. I wanted Achmed to have a car. So I searched for a monster-type car online, and it was pretty much just like this, except for the skull. So the skull was all my doing. I took a 3D scanner, scanned a little bobblehead I had, and then took a 3D printer and printed this thing in 6 sections, and then put the thing together, used a little fiberglass, and now it's pretty much the air intake. So it's on top of the carburetor.
So every time you hit the throttle, this opens.
Yes, yeah, it opens up.
Yeah. All right. And a tank?
A tank. Well, technically, if you call this a tank, the tank guys will get mad.
Yeah.
It's a Ferret Scout car, and I guess what defines a tank is the fact that it should have treads, but it has tires and wheels on it. But this thing is street legal, and this is really fun to drive on the streets.
I would imagine. Yeah, this is just the thing you want to pull up in front of the embassy with. Now, this one I don't know. This is like some sort of surfmobile.
The Calico Surfer. Yeah. I know you're a big surf guy.
It's my life.
I understand. George Barris built this for the guy that started Surf Magazine in the early 60s. But we got this at an auction, and when the auction started on this one, a guy in the middle of the audience that was bidding had a heart attack and plopped down in the aisle. The guy that was bidding for me actually stepped over the guy that had the heart attack. They're there with the defibrillators. They're trying to bring him back. He didn't die. He was fine.
Yeah.
But nobody's paying attention except my guy. I got this thing for next to nothing.
Well, luckily, the guy had a heart attack.
Well, I should owe him. I should send him something.
Well, what a wonderful story.
It's a lovely story,
It's a lovely story. And to this day, still the best Batmobile, the first generation, based on the 1956, I think, Ford Futura.
Yeah, when this is just a replica, but it's one of the nicest replicas, as I understand, in the country, and everything works, all the toys work on it, but it's from the same mold from the original Batmobile.
Now, this is the one we used in the show last year.
Yep, the Keaton Batmobile. And this, unlike this, which is a replica, this was actually used in the production of Batman Returns.
If there's one underlying theme to your collection, it seems to be George Barris. Were you a big fan of his when you were a kid?
You know, I knew nothing about cars when I was a kid. My father was not a car guy, so it wasn't until I got a little older and I could afford to buy cars that I really started paying attention. What appeals to me is when cars start conversations. In other words, if somebody pulls up in a Lambo or Ferrari at a gas pump, you know who that guy is. If a guy pulls up in a freaking Gremlin or in a DeLorean, you might feel a little easier about
Dunham. Yeah.
But you can talk to that guy.
Yeah, right.
Because those cars start conversations.
You know, Jeff's garage is pretty unconventional, but I think he's got room for just one more off-the-wall car.
You know, I got a guy for you. He builds exactly the kind of car I think you would like. You want a car that starts conversations? Follow me.
Wait till you see this. You're going to love this.
Wait a minute, are we in Vegas?
Never mind where we are. Just come inside.
Jay, this is really weird.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but it's kind of odd.
Oh, hey. Nice job, Henry. How are you?
Good.
Jay
How are
Leno,
you?
Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham, nice to meet you, Henry.
Me too.
Henry Chang is pretty much the definition of outside the box. With an education in computer programming, he felt unfulfilled and basically flipped the script and set out to be an artist and a musician instead. And everything he makes, well, it's about as eccentric as he is.
It's an incredible workshop you got here. I like the sort of, I don't know whether it's the soul of an artist with the mind of an engineer or vice versa, but it's kind of what you got going here, isn't it?
A little bit. I know that it's all related, though.
I brought him here because he has some of the most unusual vehicles.
I don't have anything quite like this.
No, that's really incredible.
The Valerian steel car is Henry's latest piece of drivable art. Its massive stainless steel body stretches out 27 feet long, weighs 3 tons, and is powered by a Ford Coyote V8 engine. It's like nothing I've ever seen before.
This really is a classic example of kinetic artwork. It's artwork that moves, it goes up and down, things spin, things turn?
Well, I've done both, the kinetic and the static art, and people gravitate towards the kinetic a lot more.
Well, do you see this more as art, or do you see it more as a car?
I see it more as art. I was just thinking that. If you walked in and this was just sitting here and it didn't go anywhere and do anything, it would still be unbelievably beautiful and amazing. But the fact that you can get in and drive it away makes it even more fantastic.
To me, if a piece of art has to be explained too much, then it's not good. You guys both being comedians, if you have to explain a joke too much.
Right. You see, the guy went into the bar. Yeah, I know what you mean. So what was the biggest challenge in putting this whole thing together?
The thing that was mysterious to me was the drivetrain, because I'm not a mechanic, I'm a fabricator.
If somebody walks up and they go, "Why'd you build this?" Why did you build it?
I knew I was going to have a lot of fun with it at Burning Man. I mean, I knew if I built something that was cool, it's just the funnest thing there.
Wow.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I wanted to do a sculptural exhaust array.
That sounds like one of those options. Well, if you want the sculptural exhaust array, it's going to cost you, okay, fine then.
And that's what that is. And how many exhaust pipes are there?
There's 31. It ends up sounding different than nearly any other car. You also get it in surround sound, like it goes boom, 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 boom.
Can you fire it up?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, you're right. It's like no exhaust you ever heard because it's coming from this way and not right here. That is really interesting.
Any chance we could take this for a ride?
Yeah, I think of course.
Wow.
I mean, are you kidding?
No, but wait, we got to look the part.
We have to look the part.
Follow
That's
me.
right. Okay.
Be right back.
Well, this settles it. I'm going to keep up on the Propecia.
You look like the good kid that joined the gang and got the mohawk and then wound up getting killed. You know what I mean? In the movie, that's what you look like.
Oh, that's disappointing. Shouldn't we go see a show now?
We are a show now. Chippendale's coming to town.
So now that we're unrecognizable, it's time to blend in with the crowd and show this thing off.
What's up? You got it.
Ah, I guess I'm not as incognito as I thought.
Yeah. All right. Look at that crowd.
It's an angry mob. Let's get out of here.
Believe me, all this hooting and hollering is not for Dunham and me. Even in Vegas, this car is the greatest spectacle on the strip.
This is pretty amazing we're actually driving this thing.
I know, it's funny.
I just think it's just amazing. All your hard work, your life, and your career has led to this.
That's right.
Right.
One day on top of the world,
And now here we are.
here we are.
Oh.
One day you're talking to President Kings, next day you're talking to a sculptor and a puppet master.
How do you think I feel?
See, instead of bringing people to your house to see your art, you drive your art to their house.
There you go.
Fantastic. This has got Dunham written all over it. Jeff Dunham is going to own one of these this time next year. I guarantee it. See you guys later. Away!
Jay Leno's Garage, all new Wednesday at 10.
Mm-hmm.